All right, let's introduce the teams. Bottom left-hand side, it's going to be Rum Reaper with Yuki. Top left-hand side, it's going to be Gymshark with Fluffy. Top right-hand side, it's going to be Kunts with Crab Control. And bottom right-hand side, it's going to be Vince with Rainer. Let's take a look at the units tab here. Surprisingly, okay, we're seeing some melee come out this game. It looks like Kunts and Rum Reaper are deciding to go with Zealots, and everybody else deciding to go with Marauder. Only one person has gone Spectres, so literally these Zealots are countering everybody on the board. Wait a minute, well, Fluffy decided to go with Spectres too. He will transition in Goliath, but for currently, right now, the Zealots are countering every single person on the board except for those, obviously those two teams. But, so this is not going to be good for Kunts, actually. He's going up against Fluffy, and Fluffy is going to absolutely destroy these units. He is going to need to back out. That was not a good engagement for Kunts. In fact, this is still not going to be a very good engagement. The micro is going to be so strong, he's going to start losing units here. Yep, Fluffy's just too strong. The win goes to Fluffer. So it looks like a lot of scans going down. Rum Reaper possibly going in. He's fighting two armies at once. Oh no, this is not good for Rum Reaper. This is not what you want to do. He's going to lose a lot of the Zealot army, and that's definitely not what you want to do. Here we go. Now he can fight Rainer. He's got to stim, though. He's got to stim in and get close to this army, but he's got to be careful of not getting overwhelmed by Vince. In fact, this is kind of a bit of a misplay by both of these melee players here. It's very hard to fight with melee because you have to be careful of not to go into two teams at once. But it looks like these guys just have no regard for the basic rules of MA, and they're going in ham style, dude. Look at this. They're going straight into the units. Who cares? This is YOLO style. And that does kind of put them in a little bit of a lead, but when they have no army to back it up, you know, I tend to favor the people who have an army that they can still go out and fight. Alright, so we have, of course, the Infestor coming out from Fluffy, and a Battle Cruiser coming out from Crab Control. This is going to be interesting. So last game, Rainer went Battle Cruiser. It looks like this game he's also going Battle Cruiser. That will be effective against Rum Reaper. In fact, all these BCs will be pretty good against any melee. What's up, people party? Welcome back to the stream, man. You won't hear this for another 2 minutes, but I'm sure you will be here. Alright, we do have BC versus BC, and we also have a Ghost. The Ghost is out. Vince's little Ghost here. What is that Ghost going to do? Ghost is going to back away. That's what it's going to do. Rainer now with double BCs. And a Dark Templar actually coming out from Rum Reaper. Okay, so we're going to see some Zealots into Dark Templar play. We may see him either boost up his Marines, or he's going to switch possibly either to Temples or Warps. I would assume Temples with the DT behind it. That is very effective. He's going to lose this vision, unfortunately. And are we going to see double DT? And if we do, we could also see the move into a Dark Archon later on in the game. And it looks like poor Fluffy losing his Fester early. That poor bastard. If you guys remember last game, he did get picked on a little bit. His Medi was sniped so many times. If you guys haven't seen that, you can check it out on YouTube, or you can check out the highlights here on Twitch. And if you happen to be watching this on YouTube, please click that like button. Uber Otter. My prediction is always right, and that is that Team 2 wins. Okay, let's find out if Team 2 is going to win. Guys, place your bets. Is Team 2 going to win it? I don't know. Let's take a look at the leaderboard. Well, Team 2... Oh my gosh. Oh, I was going to check out the points, but it looks like Fluffy actually came in with the savior. Was that Fluffy or was that Gymshark? Yep, that was Fluffy. So, yeah, that medevac is gone. So let's take a look at the points now with a unit that isn't dead. Fluffy is now in the lead because of that savior. Kantz is in second. So it looks like Yuki is the third. I mean, the range on those saviors is gross. I mean, I've never seen anything like that. I don't think I've ever played MA2 with saviors that have that kind of range, but I guess in MA1 you have to be careful. Even units that are like, I mean, look at, it was like way out here. Look at the distance that's traveled, at least from here to here, at the very least, and then shooting out from there to there. Oh my gosh, that is just abnormal, man. Alright, getting back into the game, there is triple BCs from Rainer. There's still a Ghost from Vince. Double BCs for Crab Control. If you don't know what BCs are, I mean Battle Cruise already. Sorry, that Russian voice kind of sounded a little Irish. I guess I'm feeling a little Irish today, boys. Alright, so who's going to win? Double BC or triple BC? My money is on the triple. Gymshark does try to come in. There we go. Rum Reaper did decide to get warps, so he's not going temple. He's going double DT with the blink warp. So that's going to be interesting. Let's actually find out, does he have any of the upgrades? They're not currently upgraded. I don't know if he has full frenzy training on or not. He's still missing at least one if that's the case. I like to stockpile the frenzy early before I get the warps out, so that way they're full frenzied. It just makes them a little bit more effective right at that 10-minute mark. And this is not good. He needs to not do this. He is fighting 2 armies with 3 BCs. He's just lost his units. Oh boy, man. As a melee player, because I love playing melee, this makes me cringe a little bit. And sigh. Everybody in the audience, can you please give a sigh for Rum Reaper? Ah, man. Taking a look at Rum Reaper's units, he is down to 242 supply, while everybody sits comfortably above 300. Almost. But he had a huge supply of, my gosh, Yuki. I think he had almost as much of a supply as Yuki, and just unfortunately lost it in the engagement. Yuki, though, with a nice fungal. There is still those BCs there. That is a threat. They can Yamato cannon. In fact, I think it was even queued up, but unfortunately, it was outside of the range there. Nothing else going on north side. Let's take a look to the west. See what's happening with the Yuki. In fact, nothing is really going on right now. It's kind of a lull in the action. So, you guys know what's going to happen. We're going to check out the points tab. So, despite losing the army, Rum Reaper has an okay amount of minerals there, but losing that army is costly. He's going to have to wait a little bit to get that army back up. Unless these fungals can keep being effective, very nicely done. And the Void to make sure that the Yamato Cannon does not kill the Infestor. That was excellent, excellent, excellent. That's what we like to see. Now there is some Ghost adventures here. Let's find out what the Ghost plans on doing. He's staying with the army right now, but we'll see if he decides to venture out on his own. and go to lands and adventures unknown. He could possibly decide to EMP the DTs. I don't know if he sees them. There is definitely a blink, though, and the Void does go down. He only gets one Void off, and he wisely decides to back out now. But an EMP did go down on the Fester, but he's going to lose the Ghost. He lost it, but he did not... Oh, no, he didn't back his army out, so he's going to lose all those warps. He's lost all those warps. No. Rum Reaper, why? Oh, that's going to take him so long to recover that once again. I don't know if he lost that to spikes or not, but with the warps, you definitely have to be very mindful of your army. You can't let them go into engagements like that. He was at least able to get the ghost, so unfortunately our ghost friend has been eliminated. We'll see if the ghost is revived. In fact, let's take a look at the production. There is no ghost being revived right now. Fluffy going with his classic Goliath because there's really nothing that seems to counter Goliath very well right now. And Yuki, also with the Goliath, he is at 0-0 though. Fluffy usually has 2 upgrades areas. He does have 2 attack upgrades. The Yamato goes down, and oh no, crab control. He lost one of his BCs. Very nice play by Rainer. Fluffy does load up in that medevac. Let's see if he loses it anytime soon this game. He lost it quite a bit last game. Vince with a huge army, putting the pressure on top right. Now, Kantz is kind of making the same mistake. He just does not have enough frontline Zealot army. And he actually doesn't have enough army in general. So, if he decides to get warps, he's going to have to let that army recover a little bit. So, Rum Reaper is at 0 attack, 3 attack for his warps. He does have that double TT. It is still a very powerful combo. He just needs to make sure that he has enough warps. Let's see how many. He only has 2 stacks of warps right now. And look at this. Yuki was actually in trouble. He blinked up to the high ground. It looks like Fluffy backed out. He is now starting to recover his armies at 685 supply. But a lot of that is Marines. Meanwhile, there is a lot of back and forth going on. Kant's still losing so many units. He has 5 attack Marines, 1 armor, 70 hit points. Let's take a look at the points for now. So Kantz is in the lead, but he has very limited army. So we are going to have to wait until... Oh, no, I'm sorry. He's not in the lead. Rainer just pushed forward into the lead with 3,400, with Kantz at 3,300. Possibly getting in the lead from picking off that BC from Crab Control. In fact, let's take a look at Crab Control's points real quick. He is at 33. He's not in last, though. It looks like that belongs to Gymshark. So Gymshark trying to recover that a little bit. Let's take a look at his units and find out what's going on with him. He has 4 attack Marauders, kind of similar to last game, 1 attack Marines. So he could be possibly going for the coveted Marauder into full Marines and pretty much sustain Marauder the entire game, because Marauders seem to do very well somehow mid to even late game. It's pretty ridiculous. A lot of scans going down. Kantz does have that 5 attack Marines. He was actually able to pick off Vince's. He only has 2 with 50 hit points. So his Marines are starting to get real deadly. Surprisingly, though, those Zealots are not upgraded, but they do have 1 armor. And here we go. Now we're starting to see the warps. Oh, no. He has to get... No, he has to get the Marines into the army. There we go. The Marines are finally in, but I don't know if this is enough. The Marines are still back here. What is he doing? No. He didn't have the Marines with him, buddy. And wait, did he lose his DTs? Okay, he didn't lose his DTs. He didn't even have his DTs in that fight. But let's take a look at the points tab. Okay, so he is at 4,000. That was okay. That was an okay fight, but I think it could have been even more effective if he would have had the Marines backing those warps. Definitely had the lag on his side there with those warps. The team couldn't hardly do anything. But without those Marines behind him, he lost a lot of firepower. And Gymshark asking if he can rage quit again. Oh, buddy. Why does he want to rage quit? Well, let's take a look at the points, and this will kind of be a telling sign as to why. He is currently in last place, only 200 below crab control, but I think Gymshark is starting to feel a little salty. Here comes so many Yamatos. It looks like crab control losing one and Rainer also losing one. Kant's coming in, trying to destroy this army. There's just so much happening. There's a drop actually happening on the bottom side from Yuki. His medevac is really low, but he is going to be able to recover. And there appears to be yet even another drop. Vince is trying to take Yuki. Yuki is just going to leave his units behind. He wants to save that medi. Meanwhile, there was some attacking happening on the left side Zelnaga. Looks like Rum Reaper is going to back out. And Kant's also fighting on right side Zelnaga. Yuki trying to push up here on the hill. He actually boosts. And he has a really nice position here, but somehow they're actually able to see. I'm not sure where they're getting their vision from. There is finally a scan, but there wasn't a scan before, so I'm not quite sure where that vision was. Yuki's still trying to put the pressure. There is double DTs right here. There is a ghost, though. Is he going to possibly get the ghost? He has to do something because, oh no, he's going to lose that medi. No! And the DTs were actually pretty much uncontested. They didn't have a scan here. They didn't have an OBS. But just like that, Yuki lost the medi. Goodbye, medi. Fluffy is at 3 attack with lots of hit points. The Goliaths for Yuki do not have nearly as much hit points, but they are also at 3 attack as well. And let's take a look at the Marines. The Marines are at 0. So let's see if he gets a medi. He does. Meanwhile, there is an observer to make sure that those BCs stay alive. There's also a ghost out from Vince. And look at this. It looks like Constance is actually trying to put pressure on Fluffy. This is actually really good timing. He's actually he took out a lot of units there. He's down to, let's see, 500 supply. Well, he has tons of supply waiting back at base. Kantz is only at 196. But with that lead, it was nice to go after Fluffy. No, actually, he didn't have the lead there. Oh no, Fluffy somehow eked out in the lead. So going after that engagement was not the best for Kantz. He did take out some of the army there, but with so much army in the back, it really didn't hurt Fluffy very much. If he didn't have much army there, that would have been a really nice engagement. So I take it back, guys. I take it back. And I think this is actually a really good engagement for Vince. The Yamato cannon goes off, picking off that medi once again. Yuki trying to push this back. I thought that was going to be better for them because I thought that Rum Reaper was going to block these units, but nope. Rum Reaper deciding to just sit back and relax and yet let Yuki come in. Let Yuki fix all of your problems. I love it. The double DT also very strong. There was a warp in from Rum Reaper. He's got to be careful though, as if he warps in too much, there could be a savior. Meanwhile, another attack from Rum Reaper, but this is bad. He needs to run away. Fluffy is going to do so much damage here. He's losing too much. Remember, Fluffy is really strong. Rum Reaper is nowhere near the strength of Fluffy right now. He currently is at 6,000 with Rum at 4,700. And here we go, that double DT. Is it going to get off? No, he does not. There is a Thor, however, out on the field. And the DTs are trying to go to town, picking off some of that armor. There's lots of scans happening. Vince coming in from behind. Oh, it looks like one of those DTs is going to go down, and Yamato also gets him. There is also a ghost here from Fluffy, and it was Void Prism. And also, oh no, an EMP went off. Rum Reaper's in trouble. And I don't know how, but he escaped with like 5 hit points there. That was so crazy. Fluffy says it was 1 life. I didn't see if it was 1 life or not. Jim says it was actually 2. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. It was like the closest near-death experience in the whole wide world. Alright, so taking a step back and looking at the units, it looks like Raynor is at 6 attack hybrid destroyers. He also still has that double BC. Vince deciding to stay with Marauders. They are at 4 attack. Is he upgrading his Marines? Yep, in typical fashion, we do see the Marine Marauder strat with 6 attack. They also have the upgrade, not quite full yet, and no, Raynor is in a little bit of trouble. He almost lost his battle cruisers down to 80 hit points. Needs to be careful not to lose that, and look at this, Fluffy even denying people going to the arena shops. Let's see what Rum Reaper was actually trying to purchase there. Well, he does have range for his Marines, which is interesting. He doesn't have any attack upgrades for it. So, was he trying to get more range? That's bizarre. So, we'll see if he decides to switch into kind of a Marine-style play. I kind of think that he should just keep boosting his warps. He doesn't seem to push the Marines in whenever he fights, and I think a lot of that is because he's trying to micro the double DT. So I don't blame him. A lot of that's pretty hard to micro. But having really powerful warps is nice. You know, maybe some 10 attack, 10 armor with 500 hit points. Those would be so ham. Oh my gosh, that would be so scary. Little bit of a lull in the action. So you know what that means, boys. Let's take a look at the scoreboard. It looks like Raynor able to gain the lead. He is fighting slow but steady, able to keep the majority of those BCs. He did lose, I think, at least one. So he is currently in the lead, but not far behind is Fluffy and Yuki. They keep fighting for that second place position. Now, actually in first, Fluffy eked forward. So anything could happen between these boys. In fact, Gymshark even trying to come in and make a little bit of money fighting this with this the smallest army in the whole wide world. There is a drop that came down from Yuki. He has 2 attack Marines. He's trying to engage the army here, and I don't know if that was very effective, as Fluffy is still very strong. He's got tons of units. He's at 500 supply plus 532. So I don't think that's going to be too crippling for him anytime soon. Fluffy's keeping a huge supply, and I love seeing that. That means he can make things happen at any time that he wants to. Big, huge drop from Yuki, but he's dropping straight into these destroyers. And Raynor's actually in a pretty decent lead, so this might actually be bad for Yuki. There are warps in here. They're trying to cut down those units. And a lot of that was because those DTs were completely undetected, and now Yuki coming in, finishing off the rest of Raynor's units. So if he had scanned there, he might have been able to pick off both those DTs, but the DTs were completely uncontested in that fight. And I think the reason why is because Raynor's not even really paying attention. He's actually trying to push crab control. A lot of lag going down, counts coming in. Let's see how strong his Marines are. They are at 7 attack, 1 armor. They do have the full attack upgrades, but they do not have the full range just yet. Meanwhile, there is some fighting going on between left side. Gymshark trying to push in. Yuki does have a small army. 7 attack Goliaths, 4 attack Marines still with those 4 attack Marauders. In fact, let's see what their range upgrade is. It looks like they're only at 4.5. He does have 1 attack upgrade, so that is going to be nice for him. Sorry about the camera. I thought there was something special happening on bottom Xel'Naga Tower, but I was wrong. Here come the Yamatos, and actually deciding to focus on the Thor. Only 2 go off, and he almost lost the BC there. He kind of overextended a little bit. I thought he was going to go for the barracks, but instead wanted to go after that Thor. There is more fighting continuing. Fluffy with the drop. It looks like Gymshark and Fluffy are going to have the superior concave here. Even losing one of the DTs, the other DT does escape. Albeit barely, he is down to 130 hit points. And now Raynor comes in with those units. In fact, Yuki tries to drop down. Is Rum Reaper going to blink in? This is not a good position for him. I think Raynor has the advantage right here. He could even do a savior. Oh, that'd be so dirty if he did. But he lost the BCs. Oh no, he did not micro the BCs correctly. He did pick off a lot of units there, and the reason why he lost them is because there was a pesky little ghost right here. It was recalled, almost destroyed by Raynor's units just from the regular auto attacking, but very nice play. That sneaky ghost there. Wait a minute. Did the ghost die? I'm not quite sure. I swear I saw the recall. Was that Vince's ghost? No. I thought that was somebody else's ghost. Never mind, I guess that was Vince's ghost. EMP is very strong on warps, as they do have some shielding. I'm sure people in my chat are going to be like, no, that was Vince's ghost. You're fucking retarded, Ragey. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry, I'm so retarded. I guess I didn't get enough hugs. Because that's what'll happen, boys. If you're not hugged when you're young, you just turn out retarded. There is a drop that comes down from Yuki. Is he going to be able to pick off the Templar Archives? They are being healed. They are down to 900 hit points, though. And you know what? He does not have the energy. He did set the support tower to heal that building, but he no longer has the energy to heal it, so he's going to keep these units there for now. He doesn't have those BCs there. Let's take a look at the points tab. It looks like Fluffy is now in the lead. Raynor is now tying a little bit with Yuki. He is just a tiny little bit ahead, but with the loss of those BCs, he's not going to have quite as much dominant control as he had before. He did have to recover. He bought 2 more BCs. He does not have the 3rd one just yet. And here we go. This is another drop, and there's no way that's going to survive. Yep, it is gone. And that's actually going to be a huge blow for Raynor. Does he have enough to revive it? No, he doesn't. He's only at 370 right now. A lot of scans going down. There is a sneaky McSneakerson ghost for Fluffy. Let's see what he decides to do with it. He doesn't even have it cloaked. What a boss, am I right? Oh my gosh. And Rum Reaper almost losing that Medi. Oh my gosh, it's like the lowest Medi in the whole wide world. Little bit of a miss micro. He didn't quite move in time. I'm losing my train of thought. Sorry about that. I was scanning the board, trying to see what was happening, and I did not finish my sentence. Ragey is losing his mind. A lot of scans happening at the top side. Zelnaga, in fact, the colors, look at, they're so pretty. Looks like Gymshark will regain control. Meanwhile, there is still some droppies happening from Yuki, but it looks like the Ghost was actually able to snipe Yuki's Medi. No bueno for Yuki. So this could be another snipe game, but there's definitely some Ghosts out on the field. There is a Ghost completely uncloaked from Fluffy. He gives no fucks whatsoever. I mean, if anything, Vince could come in and completely destroy Fluffy if he's not looking. But Fluffy says, you know what, I got this, bro. I'm just going to go in completely unchecked, completely uncloaked. He's not even cloaking it right now. Even with the scans going down, he just doesn't give 2 shits. And Kance did try to come in and fight off Fluffy, but Fluffy has 8 attack, 520 hit points. Kance is only at 7 attack upgrades for his Marines. And he still has not upgraded his Zealots. He might be wise to finally switch into Temples. He's going to have way more utility with that than he is with regular Zealots. The regular Zealots are just going to melt away. And surprisingly, this game, there's not a whole lot of drops happening across the board. Really, the only drop that we saw was from Raynor, and he was able to get that back out. 7 attack currently. Vince still with his 4 attack Marauders. His Marines are finally at 9 attack. He does not have the full attack speed upgrade, but he at least has some of the range. And so we do have the triple battle cruiser. Are we going to see some more damage happen to this barracks? Or is he going to focus on that Thor once again? Is he at maximum? He is. He is at max energy. for almost all of them. One of them is not quite all the way up. And Raynor able to push back Yuki. In fact, he lost his Medi there once again. His units are hurt. He's going to have to go back and purchase yet another one. But Fluffy is there. Fluffy could possibly try to punish this. He's at least going to kill this army here. In fact, Gymshark is even... Oh, no, another snipe. Oh, another snipe. Was that Fluffy or was that Vince that got it? My gosh, I'm not sure. But poor Yuki. He just lost two. The same thing happened to Fluffy last game, and now it's happening to Yuki. Even the BC's going ham on the gateway, but it was not enough. He was unable to kill it. Let's take a look at this Thor. 53 kills, but it is not upgraded. It looks like Yuki trying to get another Medi. I don't know if it's going to happen. He doesn't even have enough. Kans is actually coming in from behind, and this is really bad for Yuki. He's fighting 3 armies at once, and Yuki just melts into a puddle of nothing. It's just, there's just bodies everywhere. That is terrible. Did he at least get enough for the Medi? I don't know. I will check it here in just a second. Alright, let's take a look. He didn't even get enough for the Medi. That poor, poor bastard. Raynor is now coming in to feed a little bit on top. And now there is a lull in the action, which means we can check the points tab. Let's take a look. So Yuki, a little bit behind, as some of his points is not quite correct, since he did lose at least, what, 3 Medis? Oh man, terrible. So here comes the BCs. Once again, they pick off Rum Reaper's production. I think Yuki trying to get some money so that he can get that medevac back out once again. He's going to be a little bit stuck until he can get that Medi, and he just doesn't have the army to really deal with anything. He's down to 172 army supply. There's a ton of lag happening here, and Raynor could have been in so much trouble. Rum Reaper only has 2 attack marines, though. I'm not quite sure. He keeps flip-flopping a little bit on what he's deciding to do. He tries to warp in versus Fluffy, and I'm just not sure how effective this is going to be. He's got tons of marines, but they're not super strong. How did he fare from that? Let's take a look. Fluffy is at 300 supply, and he still has the Ghost. Rum Reaper is down to 270, and he lost his production. And taking a look at the income, Fluffy had 15, while Rum had 13, so I think that battle is going to go to Fluffy. But anything could happen. Rum Reaper needs to get out those zealots once again. And surprisingly, Kans still has not changed his merc. This is so crazy. I've never seen this before. It's almost 15 minutes into a match, and he's still on tier 1 units. Really weak tier 1 units as well. Yuki was trying to put a little bit of pressure on the bottom Zelnaga Tower, and look at this. Oh, there's a sneaker. What's that sneaker doing, buddy? He's actually going to recall. Oh, okay. Interesting. Not quite sure why he recalled. I guess he thought that he was in trouble, but no, he wasn't. Just decided to recall. Here we go, Yuki versus Raynor. I think this is actually going to benefit Raynor. Oh, yeah, it totally does. The 10-minute mark has passed. There's only 10 more in-game minutes until SD, and anything could happen during SD. We've seen some of the most craziest thing happen during Game 2 during SD, so I think we're going to see some nukes. We could possibly see the Archon. Oh, this could be similar to last game. We could see a Dark Archon come out from Team 1. And by last game, I mean the last Game 2 that we had just the other day, which you can see on YouTube. If you are already there, you know the address, but if not, it's youtube.com/RageSauce. triple Yamato on that Thor, and just like that, it is gone. And he gets out like a boss. 7 attack on those BCs. So strong. There is a drop that's coming down from Gymshark. I think Kantz is going to be able to defend this, though. He's at 10 attack, 3 armor with 130 hit points, so Kantz Marines are pretty strong. And he finally switched to Temples. My gosh, at the 52-minute mark, he finally switched. Congratulations, buddy. You did it. You did it. And look, a save actually coming out from top. He decided to save. That was his final save. And a lot of pressure. There's a lot of scans happening. But there's also some pressure happening from Yuki on the bottom Zelnaga tower. It was deflected by Raynor. He does have those BCs coming just to kind of keep that medevac away. But top right could be in a little bit of a pickle. Kantz only has 1 savior left. He has lost his Thor, so Crab is probably a little bit behind. Let's take a look at the points tab. Oh, Crab, you poor bastard. He's down to 7,000 compared to everybody else's score. He's pretty far behind. He's not too far behind from Gymshark, though, so that might be the main target that he wants to fight. Maybe a little bit of Rum Reaper, but that is across the board. And, oh, no, Fluffy was actually able to pick off somebody's... Whose was that? Who cares? There's a huge savior that comes out for Kantz. This is actually the last savior. And it looks like Vince was actually able to get the right side. He's picking off some of Kantz's units. He doesn't have any front line. This could be trouble. Raynor is actually coming in from behind. And there is a scan going down. Raynor could be coming in to pick off the rest of this army. Fluffy is now coming in. Who's going to get it? Is it going to be Raynor? Gymshark is now in there. There's call downs coming left and right. Kantz just lost that compound. He's trying not to lose this Thor. There are call downs trying to protect it. And is this going to be enough? I don't know. Raynor is possibly trying to focus just this Thor, and that was not the correct choice because that Thor just completely destroyed them, and somehow Kantz is still in the game. Vince, however, still trying to drop down. He's trying to get this barracks. They do not have any planetaries, so they're really just relying on these units. Even more call downs are happening, but I don't think this is going to be it. Gymshark and Vince are fighting, though, however. Honestly, if they just kind of backed out and let these armies fight for a second, they could possibly have a shot. But nope, that is the last call. And it looks like Fluffy and Gymshark, they are going to be able to get it. Very, very nicely done. Oh man, just like that, Team 3 is completely gone. These guys pounced on them like piranhas. Oh my gosh, dude. They just swarmed them. Picked them apart. Alright, now that there is a nice lull in the action, because that was crazy, let's take a look at the points tab. Well, Kantz is in the lead, but he is dead, so I guess that doesn't really matter. Kantz has been defeated. It looks like the new leader is going to be... well, it's a fight between Vince and a fight between Fluffy. It looks like Vince is in a small lead right now, and... so let's just take a look at the points combined team. It looks like Team 4 is actually in the lead, as Gymshark is a little bit behind. Pretty comparable to actually Team 1. So Team 1 and Team 2 are actually a lot closer. But I think it's going to be first place will be Team 4. Second place in points, in terms of points, is going to be Team 2. And third is going to be Team 1. There was a savior that came out from Rum Reaper. Oh no. This could be bad. Rum Reaper, that was his last savior, and it didn't really connect very well. But look at this. Look what kind of craziness he's doing here once again. He has the double medis. We have seen him use this to great effect, but the last time that he did it, whoa. What happened? Oh, okay. They're coming out as temples or as warps. For whatever reason, I was seeing the graphic for regular zealots, and I thought that somehow he was getting just regular zealots. Is that a bug? Huh, that is trippy. The tooltip or whatever, the picture should change. But for whatever reason, it doesn't. So this is a nice... Whoa, look at this nice sword by Rum Reaper. The Yamatos do go down, but it's not enough. He picks off that whole army there. Currently 4 Temple Zealots. Wait a minute. How did he switch to temp... Wait, was that the wrong... Was I on Vince's? Oh, I was on Vince's. Oh my gosh, I'm getting so confused here, guys. This tooltip is totally throwing me off, and I thought for a second that he had temples. Okay, getting back. Let me just take a deep breath. Okay, Reiji's back. We are now at SD. The Yamato cannon goes down. I think it connected, but it didn't kill anything. And right now, this is just really a struggle to survive. He wants to keep that gateway. He's currently at 500 supplies, so he's not out of this yet. Vince at 400 and dropping. And it looks like Fluffy, it is SD, Fluffy, and Gymshark are going to hold middle. Do they have the siege tanks yet? No, they do not, but he does have marine upgrades. They are at 7 attack, no range, but he does have the attack speed. And 8-8 Goliath. Let's take a look at Gymshark's units. He is at 7-1, and he has temples. Oh, I'm sorry, not temples. He has marauders? No, he does have temples. 2 armor, 4 attack, but look at this. Rum Reaper actually with the double drop. It looked like he was trying to go for the command center, but he did not get it. And he only has 1 drop left. But he's got to be careful because there could be a counter. There's also a ghost here. This ghost could possibly try to snipe these units. Oh, the nuke. I love it. But it did not really connect. There is still a missile turret here, so that drop needs to be careful. The BCs are going to come in. 2 of them do go off. He needs to get 1 more BC. No, he doesn't have enough. He does not have enough. So this gateway is going to survive. But wait, the BCs do come in finally. And he lost one of the BCs. One other BC is really, really low. Alright, my apologies, guys. I had to make an adjustment with my foot. I was starting to fall asleep. Now, here's what's interesting. Now, Rainer, for whatever reason, is sitting on 2,800 minerals. He has some sneaky sneak happening. Who is getting that Queen Fester? Excuse me. It looks like it's gonna be Yuki. He's getting a queen, so he had money saved up. He's getting a queen out. Let's see what his Goliaths are at. His Goliaths are at 9 attack, 2 armor, some rather low hit points for Goliaths, and 6 attack Marines, so not a bad army. Combined with a queen, that is going to be very, very nice. There is a lot of lag happening. It looks like Fluffy was pushed back. He does have a High Templar. And he is starting to save up some money, so we could also see an Archon out in the field. That would be really interesting. And Vince requesting the pause. We will take a small break to find out like what Vince is doing. It looks like the guys are requesting that the OBS leave just to kind of reduce down on the lag. So if any of these guys happen to be in the game, you can always come to the stream and watch from here. Alright, well, while we're waiting for this, I'm going to munch on some watermelon. We will return in a moment. Alrighty, so now we are back into the match. And yes, I am on the ball. I always... You guys try to make fun of me for being a bad ref for not pausing and stuff, but I wait. I wait to make sure that the person who asked for the pause is the one who's saying to go, so... There is a nice nuke coming down from Fluffy that could possibly push him back. He is not moving. Oh, and it actually connects. It takes out a huge chunk of his army, and I don't know if he was able to not move because of that lag or what. But that was crazy. He does say that it was lag, but I don't know, guys. He was standing there for an awfully long time. And Rainer says, oh, well, I'm glad that there was lag because, oh my gosh, that just dealt so much damage. The medevac actually coming in, Rainer trying to attack it. He overextended just a little bit. Here comes Gymshark. He does have that ghost. He's trying to run back in the army. Yuki trying to follow it, trying to pick it off. There is going to be some fights happening in the middle from both teams, possibly. I don't know. He did seem to back out for now. He wants to wait for this Fester to come out. And let's take a look at Rainer. He is still at 2,900 minerals. I'm not quite sure what he's saving up for, but we could see a sneaky, sneaky hero. Something's definitely being saved up for. Oh! What did I miss? What did I miss there? What did he lose? Shit! He lost something. I don't know what it was. But he definitely lost something middle. And I know there was a medevac just killed right there. Man, I wish there was some announcements for what was killed. That'd be so handy. Here comes Vince around the backside. He is going to engage Fluffy. He doesn't have very much as far as the front line is concerned, so he does need to be careful. As soon as that front line is gone, he is going to need to retreat. But he is pushing very, very hard, but there's a tremendous amount of lag. I don't know if you guys are seeing this back at home. Even the nuke being called down on this army, he's going to need to back out. What is he doing? Oh, no. And just like that, he lost so much more of his army. Fluffy is down to 360. And Fluffy saying, what is causing this lag? This is so crazy. This is Ragey, please leave. This is horrible. I'm definitely not going to leave. I'm sorry. It's not me, buddy. Was I breathing heavy? Or are you just saying that in reference to what's going on? Please let me know, chat. What did you mean by that, people party? Alright, an EMP does go down. It did connect on the Queen Fester, so that Queen is going to be without energy for some time. A lot of scans going down, so that Queen Fester will be a little bit effective. He's trying to get a little bit of energy back right now. Every attack giving him just a little bit more energy. He does finally have enough now for fungal growth. But we still don't know what Rainer is saving up for. He did purchase something, but what did he spend his money on? I just don't know. Meanwhile, there is a little bit of a battle going on in middle. No nukes being called down just yet. I'm still scratching my head, trying to figure out just what the fuck was Rainer saving up for. He had 2,900 minerals. Where did they go? Did he like give it to Vince or something? I just don't know where this money went. We might be able to see it in the upgrades tab, but sometimes that does fall off and we can't really quite see. Yeah, we're not going to be able to see it. Unfortunately, that time has much passed. The upgrades tab doesn't show all the upgrades that are possible. So here we go. That Queen Fester has a lot of energy, and wisely just chilling back, letting these two armies pretty much pummel each other. In fact, while they are doing that, let's take a look at the points tab just to show you where everybody stands. Fluffy is at 20,000, Vince is at 23, Yuki and Rum are actually a little bit behind, but they have a full army. Anything could happen, and they also have this Queen. The Queen is currently at only 1 attack upgrades, though. So anything could really happen, especially with this huge, huge army. And since it is SD, if the players decide to get overextended, or if they lose too much army, the warp zealots are always still a risk. You know, they can easily get into the base, they can attack very quickly, and that's what they do. They swarm and overwhelm the opponents. So anything's possible. We just have to keep an eye on the unit supply. In fact, there is a scan going down right now. There could be a battle. There are ghosts out in this army. We could possibly see a nuke. Here we go. It looks like Vince is actually trying to come in. Fluffy is not moving, though. He did finally stim. There is no nuke called, and I think Fluffy's going to be able to hold. I don't know. He has only 6 attack Marines. And Vince, oh no, Vince was actually fungled. And there is quite a lot of lag going on. And EMP does go down. Oh my gosh. This lag. This is so crazy. This is like 1 frame per second fighting. It's the worst fighting I've ever seen. Just 1 second. Whoops. I don't know if any of the OBS happens to be watching the stream, but if you are, you should probably pause the stream while you're also OBS. It does cause lag. Alright, we do have 2 nukes coming out from Vince. There is a High Templar still from Fluffy. A couple of ghosts come out on the field. There's 1 for Gymshark, and there's 1 also for Rum Reaper. And it looks like there's a lot of fighting happening middle. Fluffy will be able to retain control of middle. Anything could still happen, folks. This is still a crazy game. We have triple oracles coming out from Fluffy to try to get a little bit more utility in the middle. Let's see what kind of attack they have. They have 8 attack. They do almost 70 damage per hit. The scan does go down. This is a huge army coming from Vince. Gymshark does drop a ton of units, but I don't know if that is enough. It looks like Vince is just going to steamroll possibly through these units. Even through the lag. Oh my gosh. They did retreat back into base. They do have a nice concave on Vince now, so I don't know if Vince is going to be able to push through or not. Nope, it looks like he's actually going to lose this, and my gosh, this really is so laggy. Meanwhile, it looks like Rum Reaper and Yuki are still enjoying their time in base. They have no threats right now. They're just kind of chilling out, letting these guys just battle it out to the death. But I don't know if this continues. This could be bad, because look at the points difference that's happening. Yuki is down to 16,000, while Vince has 27. Fluffy has 23. And Gymshark is slowly but surely starting to pull ahead of Yuki. Rum Reaper is really starting to fall back. Let me take a look at his units. He does have 1-6 warps with only 2 attack Marines. So honestly, what I would do is get rid of the Marines. And just start focusing on pure warps. And then once you have a 900 supply warps, just jump somebody. Especially once those armies are weak. They can do a ton of damage. Like, a ton. I don't think those Marines are going to do very much. cute little call down from Gymshark. That's adorable, man. 10 attack Marines, though, so those are no joke. He doesn't have the range upgrades, though. And let me just take a look at the money tab. Let's see if any of these guys are doing anything sneaky. Nope, Raynor spent his money on something. What did he get? Oh, he did get a Dark Archon. I didn't even see that thing announced. So yes, that was what he spent his money on. He did end up getting the Dark Archon, but it is just chilling in base. He needs to put it into some greater effect, and here we go. We could possibly see some action here in middle, and I sure hope it doesn't lag anymore because this is amazing. Here we go, the scan goes down. There is a little bit of lag happening, though. That Archon trying to do damage. He does do a Void on this army. It looks like he was able to get the Ghost. The Oracles do retreat. Vince, with the EMP, he was able to EMP those units. And I think that's how they were able to get the Ghost. They revealed it. And Vince trying to shoot a Lash on the units, but look at this. It looks like Rum is actually trying to engage here. He's not going to have enough, though, and Daddy P Not 3D, thank you very much for hosting the stream. I do appreciate that. I should probably get rid of that. Just during the, we don't want that to go off during the action, so I do appreciate the host, but I'm going to actually get rid of the notification. Thank you very much for the host, buddy. That is amazing. Thank you. Alright, looks like Vince is actually trying to go in on this army. There is a nuke, and it is called down with the Vortex. Is it timed correctly, though? I don't know. He's killing a lot of units around this. Here it comes. Oh my gosh, the lag is just horrible. And Fluffy loses the Oracles. Okay, so although that nuke was launched, I think that was actually Vince's nuke. And it appears to have been ineffective. It did not go off. Either it was canceled or something. And Vince says that the Vortex was bullshit. That Vortex was horseshit, guys. Actually, this lag is horseshit. I don't even know what's causing this lag. It's so much lag. But I think that's just what happens when you have all these units out on the field. I mean, this is a huge supply of units. We usually don't see this. Usually it's down to like 300 supply for like each army. It's pretty crazy. But everybody has a real I mean, look at just all the units sitting back at base. That is a healthy amount of units. I think everybody is keeping those units at base because there is still a threat from the warps. Maybe not so much now, as Rum did decide to go in and fight the army and pretty much lose everything. He is down to 200 army supply. So if he wants to do anything sneaky, he's going to have to wait. I mean, there are planetaries out, but he has to wait until a lot of that army is gone. So here we go. A little bit more fighting happening from Vince. He is at 13 attack. Fluffy is at 8 attack Elias. Let's take a look at his Marines. 12 attack. He is fully upgraded with some hit points. Raynor is only at 6 attack, but he does have that super scary Archon. It is at 5 attack. He has 179 kills on it. So that is a threat. Scary, scary. And also, the Queen, by the way, was destroyed. Yuki did lose the Queen. I'm not quite sure when he lost it. Perhaps it was during the Vortex. I don't know. I didn't catch it. And did he lose that Ghost? Nope. It looks like he still has the Ghost. Yes, it did survive. We're just waiting for that Queen to come back. The Dark Archon is still out on the field. So we currently have a Dark Archon. We have a Ghost. There should be a Nova somewhere. Yes, there is a Nova actually for Vincent. which does go really, really well with the Dark Archon. Here we go. There is... The Ghost was defeated. There is a Vortex. And, oh my gosh. Or not a Vortex, a Void. And he was able to pick off those units in middle. The lag is so much better now. That was very nice to see. And he actually did lose that Ghost right there. So that Ghost is destroyed. The only thing he has are these Oracles. And he is actually somehow able to push back those units. The Queen is finally back. Alright, with a lull in the action, let us look at the points tab. Vince, 34,000. Fluffy, 28,000. And honestly, Raynor is coming up at 22. Gymshark is at 18. This is actually starting to look pretty favorable for Team 4. I think they keep winning these fights, especially now that they have a Nova and an Archon out on the field. This is pretty much making them, like, nigh impenetrable. I mean, they're so strong. They are basically immortal, guys. And here comes the Oracles. They do warp in, and oh my gosh. Unbelievable. He was able to get that Archon. That was a seriously sick warp in. Meanwhile, there is a nuke down here on bottom left-hand side, and you know what? I almost wish that that Nova had been in middle to help out, because he lost the Archon. Guys, the Archon is destroyed. So that is going to really put the damps down on Raynor. He does not have enough to get it. That's why Raynor is bringing pretty much his whole army here. There are a lot of scans going down. These guys know exactly what's happening. In fact, if this team senses it, they may even come in to do something. These Oracles trying to kill that temple. That temple was so strong. Scan does go down. That Ghost in a little bit of trouble. But Vince comes in, and he's actually taking out a lot of this army here. Vince's units are, no joke, Super Saiyan strong. He's at 220 hit points, 5 armor, well, actually 8 armor effectively, with 25 attack for his Marines with 13 damage upgrades. So super, super strong. Versus Fluffy's 8 attack with 16 attack. Marines, well, they are at 29, but he does not have the army, he doesn't have the hit points for it. There's still so much army sitting back at base. I almost wish that they would get into a middle engagement while the Nova comes up here and just puts a nuke down on these units. Oh, that would be so great to see. The Queen Fester still out on the field. The Nova also as well. Let's check the production tabs to see if he's finally getting out that Archon. No, he's not, guys. He still does not have enough to get that Archon out. In fact, taking a look, he's only at 942. He still has a long way to go. Some scans do go down on middle. It looks like Team 4 is going to be able to regain control. That Nova is a little bit weak, so he's just going to go back. I will return. Give me just a moment. I'm going to put it on the Fluffy cam. There you go, guys. I'll be right back.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
Alright, I'm back. Did you guys miss me? Yes, you did. Alright, let us take a look and see if that Archon is coming back out. Yes, it finally is. And, you know, surprisingly, Raynor still has those BCs. He may want to eventually move them out somewhere. Either on the sides just to prevent drops or do something with them. There is a nuke call down, and Fluffy says that there's a tremendous amount of lag. I don't know if he's going to be able to escape in time. No, he didn't. And he lost a portion of his army. Not a significant portion, but a portion nonetheless. So another nice nuke call down. It seems they're using this lag to great effect. I love it. In fact, oh no, this queen could be in trouble. The EMP did go down, but there was no lash. Guys, there was no lash. Oh my gosh. He should totally lash, though, if he scans. Oh my gosh, Yuki is just going out there with complete disregard to his safety. That Nova is sitting right there. He actually picks off one of the ghosts, so Yuki is in trouble. Needs to be careful. The scan has gone down. The Nova has decided to retreat as Fluffy is trying to come in and attack middle. Meanwhile, it looks like there was a small fight with the Queen with Gymshark. And here comes yet another nuke. Is he going to be able to escape? Well, he kind of does. Looks like some of the Marines were picked off, but the Goliaths were surprisingly unaffected, really. I mean, they lost some hit points, but I don't think he lost really any Goliaths. Alright, here we go. More fighting happening in the middle. Where is that Queen Fester? There we go. The Queen Fester is out. It's only at half hit points, so a lot of scans are going down. They want to make sure that this Queen does not come out and fungal all these units. In fact, I don't know if it can. No, it does not. It does not have enough energy to do so. There we go. It is attacking in the middle, and this is such a scary moment because it could get sniped at any time. The scan does go down. He does not have enough, though, for the lash, I don't think. There is a ghost, though, that is capable of sniping, so it could possibly deal enough damage. Storm going down on Vince's units. My gosh, there's so much lag. And Fluffy with the pause. Ragey, please leave. Just a second. Alright, so we are back in the game. It looks like Fluffy wanted me to leave, but he says that he's reconsidered for now. Probably just for the sake of, you know, allowing you guys to be able to see this game. But there is a tremendous amount of lag, and a lot of that is partially due to the fact that there's so many units out on the board. I mean, look at this, just 670 supply for here, 780 supply here. There is just such a tremendous amount of units out on the field. This is a little unprecedented. There's a lot. Look at this. Look at all the units back at base. Just a second. Here Here we go. There is a nuke call down, and holy bejeebus, that was a huge nuke. Here comes yet another nuke, and that one connects. Oh my gosh, and just like that, Team 1 was completely obliterated by nukes. Oh, that was absolutely crazy. And look at that, Fluffy even coming in with the Gosu snipe of the Queen. That was excellent. That is going to help them survive. That's 1,000 minerals that you definitely do not want to give up. And nice recall there after picking off one of the CCs. It looks like Vince is going to get the other. And there we go. Just like that, the lag is so much better. Wow, the lag almost completely gone now that those teams have been eliminated. Here we go, guys. We are back in a match. Now that all that drama is gone. Look at this. I can actually move. I can move freely. It's not to say that it's gone for good, but it is severely decreased. So here we go. Let me take a look at the bounty real quick. Vince is at 44,000. Fluffy is at 36. Rainer at 27. And Gymshark at 20. It is still anybody's game. A lot of scans are going down. There are still a lot of units out on the field, so it is just a tiny bit laggy. As the action ramps up, I mean, look at all the units from Gymshark. That is not so. Are we going to see some nukes? Here comes the gigantic nuke. There's no way they're going to be able to dodge that. Oh my gosh! Oh, skadoosh! Oh, wow. Well, I thought there was gonna be a fight, guys, but ooh, damn. Game number 2. There's always some crazy shit happening. And 2 nukes later. That's it, GG. Fuck.